Mcgrath and welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania. If you're new here, I have a very exciting video and I've been waiting a long time to do it. My Pat McGrath Star Wars collection palette finally got here. So we will be doing swatches, looks, comparisons, all that good stuff, but you can tell like I am a Pat McGrath fan. I wish I could say I am a Star Wars fanatic, but not so much. I've been watching Lost in Space though on Netflix. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Please don't forget to subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it, and let's go ahead and hop in. Oh, I'm so excited to finally open this. I feel like this was the longest makeup wait ever. But I'm so excited, and I feel like, why can't I get this open? Oh, it has tape on the side. Okay, it's been a long one, okay? So this is the outer packaging. I don't necessarily think that, like, when I think of Pat McGrath, that she would do a collab with any big, I don't know, like, franchises, but when I saw it, I was like, okay, I have to have that. I really, really wanted some of the lipsticks, but it would have been, like, they were just the bombs, and I'm just gonna be honest, like, I would have literally just bought the bombs for the packaging, and I liked the gold one better, like the nude one. It didn't come in a bundle with this one. I'm just like, can I pick and choose, please, for the deal? But I was like, don't buy something just for packaging alone. So I was like, I'm just not going to do it. I still have never tried any of her lip glosses, but please let me know if they're actually worth it, because that price point, I'm just like, I know I spend money, but I don't spend that kind of money. That's like fuck you money. You know what I mean? Like when you're super rich and you can just like, boing, boing, boing. You know, that's not me. One day, right? One day. So this is what the inside looks like. All right, so let's read the Cosmic Venomous Void, Saturnalia, Smoked Amethyst, Odyssey, Bronze Nebula. I was literally about to like pull up my phone because I was like, the names are really complicated. I'm gonna look it up because maybe the only one I messed up was the Saturnalia shade. Because I was like, if I mess it up, I know I get upset like when people did the Game of Thrones palette, or you know, like big things that you're into and then they mess it up and you're just like, you couldn't have looked it up. So this, I felt like this one called my name a lot more. So we're going to do some individual swatches. I'm going to stop chatting and just start putting these on my eyes. So let's do some of the shimmer swatches and then we'll do a look after. So we're just going to go in order. This one's pretty. I'm so excited for these. So definitely let me know if these are useful to you. I've decided to only do them on 6 pans and below, where I swatch like the metallic shades individually, but if you would rather just have me do like a few different like overall looks, just let me know. Sometimes those can just get super lengthy, and like there's a point where I'm interested and then there's a point where I just tune out. So I don't want you to tune out. I want you to watch the whole thing. That shade's really pretty. I will say, like, I don't feel like it's as intense as my usual ones. Almost like it should be a topper more than a full shade. Let's try to get, I'm gonna get my finger wet. Ew, that sounded gross. Does anybody else do that though? Like sometimes I will literally, like if I'm in the bathroom and I don't have Fix Plus around, I'm just like, I'm just gonna like tap my hand underneath the sink since it's like a leaky faucet, and it works just as well, and it's free. Well, I mean, I guess you pay for water, but you know what I mean. All right, let's see if it intensifies it. Wet, but this is a really pretty, it's almost like a lavendery shift. I'm interested to see how this compares to the like rose palette I got, the Ritualistic Rose, but I don't think so because those aren't really purpley, they're very pinky. And then on this side, we were going to go in with the Saturni shade. Saturnalia. Saturnalia. That's a fun word. I have talked about this before. I didn't go see the new Star Wars. My husband went. I did watch a few movies, though, literally so that I didn't feel like an idiot doing this review. But that's freaking gorgeous. Oh, I love it. It's not red, it's like such a pretty, oh yes, these are just rough swatches, so if it goes into the crease, it goes into the crease, but I really, really like that. It's like a reddish burgundy. It's got a really pretty shift to it. So those are the first two of the metallics. Okay, so the red one, we're gonna call it Saturn. It definitely stained a little bit, but that's kind of expected with like pink and golds, like not pink and golds, with like red shades. Like that's just how it goes. Reds and pinks is what I was trying to say. Speak. We're not gonna do a swatch of this one. This is a existing shade, I believe. So I have that already in another palette, the Smoked Amethyst. I will do swatches and comparisons and everything at the end. But I don't ever reach for that shade in the other palette. So there's that for you. All right, so let's go in with these bottom two. Let's go with the purple. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. For those of you guys who are big Star Wars fans, do you feel like these color stories match the movie at all? Or do you feel like it's just really pretty shadows with a Star Wars thing? Oh, but I'm loving this lavender shade. All right, lastly we have the gold. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know my feelings. Like the other palette, even though I felt like it looked really pretty, I'm just over her having a gold in every single palette. Like I'm just kind of like, why? We don't need, especially considering the money that you're spending on hers, like her palettes. I'm just kind of like, I'm over the golds. I'm over it. Okay, at least this is like a orangey gold. It's not like a gold. I feel like if you want the golds, you should get the other palette. But that's actually, all right, it's pretty. I can't really be a shit about it. All right, so these are the other two shades. Based off the swatches, I'm very, very happy about it. The only thing, there's only 6 shades, so there's only so much you can do, and I get that. But you don't have a lot of mattes. I'll probably end up trying to use this kind of as a matte. Like that is the Smoked Amethyst shade. So like a really deep, like purple bluish shade. All right, I'm gonna take these off and let's do a full look. All right, so we are gonna obviously dip into the only matte shade for the crease. So I'm gonna take this one here. I think I'm gonna use different shimmer shades on each lid, just so I can play with both, just for the look, because I'm not excited about it. So we are going to just start building this through the crease. I will say, like I said, like this release took a while to get here, and my Black Friday order came with it, like, which is a little crazy because it's been a month, a full month. And for me, I think Pat McGrath only must offer like expedited shipping in certain areas, but I'm in Arizona and that's never been an option for me. So not like I usually pay for expedited shipping. I'm a shipping stickler. I'm cheap when it comes to shipping, but this was the longest wait time. And I don't know. I felt a little frustrated with this one. I'm not going to lie. Like for me, companies' customer service is a big like deal to me in terms of wanting to spend, especially on a brand like Pat McGrath, where it is a lot of money you're spending. So I found it a little bit frustrating that I got maybe one update email saying my order was coming from Black Friday. But when I emailed them saying like, hey, it's been 3 weeks, like, is anything going out? I got one of those automated messages. I hate automated messages, especially, I mean, not like there's a number to call, but oh, that's the one thing I wish we could get rid of in terms of calling companies, like any company, for any bill. I hate it. So, I just thought like, okay, we'll take a little bit longer to respond because obviously a lot of people are emailing them about their Black Friday stuff, trying to get gifts in for Christmas, and nothing. So I actually went on Instagram and commented and just asked anyone else like, hey, have your orders, has anyone else gotten their orders? Like, and I'm not trying to be, you know, it's makeup, it's not the end of the world, but you're paying a pretty penny, you know? So I was a little disappointed with how customer service handled things this last month. I will say I've never had that problem in the past, so maybe they just are not used to dealing with a super large amount of orders, but I feel like it's something I have to mention where this time around it was frustrating, to say the least. Like, I'm like, I would like an apology, mother. Like, this isn't how my mom treats me. She doesn't ignore me. Actually, she does. She ignores me plenty. Unless she wants something, then all of a sudden she can text. All right, so this is building up nicely. I can already tell, like, this is definitely a palette where, yes, you can obviously get a look with it or multiple looks with it, but because it only really has the one matte, I'll probably supplement with something else. Like, I think pinks would be nice in here, some deeper crease shades, just kind of more variety, but I ain't mad at it. Like, a lot of her bigger pan palettes, I don't generally use the mattes in them. I always feel like I have to reach for different transition shades, so I'm kind of used to that with hers. But the quality of everything else makes up for the fact that I have to reach for something. But I feel like that's just personal preference. I don't know if everyone's like that. All right, I'm going to deepen out the outer V of both with the Smoked Amethyst shade. I contemplated the Decadence palette because I don't actually have that one. I don't think I wouldn't have got it if I already had it. But my only thing with that was just feeling like, I know it was on Sephora sale. And I'm like, why didn't I? Mean, it was like almost half off. And I missed it. Like, once I got the notification, it was already out of stock. I wonder if anyone got it on the sale price or if that was just like something they were trying to pull. I should have laid down some powder. It's definitely fallen everywhere. But I'm going to take this off. I'm probably going to do the intro and outro tomorrow morning anyway because I ain't got time. I got to upload my Natasha Denona video. Like, I feel like I didn't have much this whole month to review. I would try to be a little bit more careful. The only thing that sucks with that is, like, new releases, tons of views. When I do, like, a shop my stash, like 70 people. And I appreciate you, 70. I really do. But it's sad because those ones take way more time. And I enjoy it. Like, I just enjoy playing with makeup where I'm not, like, so worried about the review part, you know? And my wallet enjoys the break. But now it's like, I spit out like 3 eyeshadow palettes like this week. But let me know if you guys have the Decadence palette. That was what I was getting into, and if it's worth it. Because I don't think the Decadence has like the special shades. I know it has nice metallics in there, but I don't think it has like the special metallics. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? So, for sure we are going to take the Saturn shade. Okay? We have to. So, I might as well equally stain both lids. My only problem with using a finger is my finger's too fat to fit in the inner part. So, let's go in with this shade right here, and then maybe we will pop some of the other ones on top. Oh, the finger without the nail. It's so nice. Ugly, but effective. So, I'm going to have to go back through the crease where it transferred a little bit. That's fine. This side, we're going to pick up the gold. Put that in the inner part. Because it's not the most shimmery gold, I'll still probably go in with the inner corner highlight, which is fine. But I feel like at least it creates a little bit of dimension in the eye. And then this one, let's actually layer the first shade. So this one right here, let's see if it's more of like a topper. Okay, so it definitely brightened it. It's not like it necessarily changed the whole look, but I do like the effect of it on top. It's not super noticeable or like different. Definitely not like, that's the one thing with these smaller palettes. I like them, but they don't have the shades that I always like rave about, like in the little mini quads that she came out with this time, or the 4 bigger shades, but these are gorgeous. Like, I think I will probably get a lot of use out of this palette. Okay, before I do the rest, let's just see. So I'm gonna take that orangey, like satin shade. I just say it like that, satin. I'm gonna take that shade, and then I'm gonna layer that first one on top just to see if maybe it would have more of effect on this one. But this shade's it's a little lackluster if I'm being honest for Pat McGrath. Like, it's pretty, but it's not doing much for me. So layered on top, I don't know if you guys can even see a difference. Let me swatch a normal swatch right next to it. And I do, I think it kind of lightens it and it kind of turns it into more of like a duochrome shade. So that's it on its own, and then layered up, it's right there. So it did change the effect. Like, you get an extra like shadow if you layer that one on top, but it's a pretty meh shade on its own. Like, it's really not, like, let me swatch it. There it is. Like, you really can't even see it that well, and I'm digging into this pan. So I think it's more meant for topping. All right, so I'm just going to bring this back through the crease just to clean it up a little bit. And I mean, I'm not really gonna do much in terms of the lower lash line. I think I'm just gonna smoke out the same exact shade. I mean, you could use a little bit of the amethyst shade. Let's go ahead and do that, actually. I already had black in my waterline, so it's already there. It's just leftovers. Like, if I was gonna take it out, like with a Q-tip before doing this, like, my eyes would be very bloodshot. So I was like, I know I'm gonna use a black anyway, so I just left it in there. Okay, I was a little lazy, I'm sorry. This purple, though, is very, very nice. All right, I'm gonna pick up that gold just to kind of tie them both in together. I'm just gonna put the tiniest bit underneath each. I don't mind. Would you guys go out with the 2 different eye looks? Like, do you guys ever do that? Or do you think it just looks like, are you more so like, oh, it looks cool in pictures, but you would never actually go out like that? Because I never know. It's almost like going out with like 2 different socks on, you know? I've seen people go out with 2 different shoes on, and I'm like, that was bad. That, you gotta, something's not right in your life, you know? But I have done it. So there's that for you. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and put on some mascara, some more mascara, and we will do some comparisons, and I will give you my thoughts. Okay, so I really like the way that this look turned out, and I have to say, like, out of the few palettes that I've had in the last few days, like, I highly am like, this one's my favorite. Even though the other ones, like, were good palettes, I'm just like, this Color Story, just, I love it. I love it. So, I mean, we're gonna say some stuff, though, too. I love it for the most part. But there's a but. So, for me, the only shades that I'm, like, about is obviously that first one that I keep mentioning. So let's do, wash my arms. They are stained from so many swatches today. But I wanted to at least compare this one to a few others. So to me, like, that shade is like, whoa. Like, that's not normal Pat. So I thought of Ritualistic Rose. These are those special shades, though, so of course they're not going to swatch the same. But just so I can kind of give you an idea, like, even the more sheer ones and the other palettes have a lot more sparkle to them. So I'm not really sure what's going on with this one, like this top one from the palette. So to me, I more so wanted it to be like this so I could layer on top, and I'll probably just reach for this one, you know, because I have it. But in terms of, you know, the palette as a whole, you're only getting 6 shades, so I'm like deducting like $10 off kind of thing per shade since it was $65. So that shade was a disappointment. I do not like it when brands do repeat shades, but one is okay with me, definitely not multiples. So I was okay that it would just have the one. And I believe it does just have the one smoked amethyst shade that is the same. When looking at my other Pat palettes, I didn't really find any that were like super the same, except for the golds. Like, for the most part, the golds are all similar, because how many shades of gold can you do? This is the Pat McGrath palette from the Bronze Ambition. So I'm going to swatch these golds, and then this one is the new gold. So the newer gold, and then these three are from the Bronze Ambition. Not exact dupes. This is definitely more of like a copper gold, but yeah, it's, I mean, so many golds. Why did anyone decide that that was like the universal shade? If it was shell pink, I probably wouldn't be upset about it. Okay. And then looking at this one, the only one I could really think of is the Bronze Seduction. I hate the number system. This is not the Bronze Seduction system. I'm like, the number system I don't love. But I believe this is the 5th one. All right, so let's watch the reds from this palette, because that's the only thing I'm like, all right, that's definitely, it could be close. This is from the new palette, and then this is from the older palette. So similar, but definitely not the same. Like, I feel like maybe on camera, they'd probably be pretty much the same, but in person, similar, but I would say like, I would give it a 90% the same, okay? One leans a little bit more red, one leans a little bit more burgundy. And then the only other thing I could really think of, like if you have the Natasha Denona Lila palette, you might have a few similar shades. Like let's just swatch a few of these. And I barely use my Lila palette. It's really bad. So I'm trying to find arm space, y'all. Let's go right here. So you kind of can get the same vibe with it for sure. It's definitely more purple toned in this palette and the Lila one, but similar vibes, but equally as expensive. I do believe the Lila palette went on sale. I like to show swatches because I feel like it's useful to you guys. At the same time, I feel like most of this hype is because it's the Star Wars collab, not so much because you're like, oh, are the shades the same? But it's more just like he gets to experience the excitement of the Star Wars experience. I think the packaging, like A+. I wish I could have gotten the lipsticks. I literally was just like, you don't have that money. Nope. Especially for something that I'm like, I don't know, when someone swatches them, I feel like I can't even see it. So that's why I'm always like, have you guys tried them? But oh, the white one with the blue lips, like I really wanted that one, but I resisted. I will say, the customer service this time around was very disappointing. I want to mention that because when it comes to recommending a brand, I feel like that's important. And I want to be honest with you, Pat, you kind of disappointed on the customer service end of things this time. And I hope that maybe they've learned, but at the same time, they haven't issued any kind of apology or said anything about it. So I doubt they will. But yeah, it's not going to make it so I don't want to order from the brand unless this is a continual thing. I think it was just because the holiday rush, which is still not acceptable for people who paid a lot of money for things. But I feel really bad for people who ordered, especially for Christmas gifts, and expected it to get there, and it took over a month without any responses to emails. So let me just say that point here. But I will obviously still keep ordering as long as it doesn't continue. Okay? You get one chance in terms of customer service being crappy. But that is it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I know that these are out of stock right now. I am assuming that they are going to come back in. I don't think anything is ever truly limited. Usually it will make a comeback at one point or another. So I would just sign up on our Instagram, and it does say sign up for updates. So I am thinking they are going to do a restock. I love this palette other than the one shade. The one shade is but the rest of it, I'm just like, oh. So if my noises help you out, I'm happy for you. Anyways, that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you guys picked up anything, your thoughts, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Oh, Nicolas, please get us some wine. Hey.